Hey, what is going on, everybody? Boilon here, and happy Saturday. So, now that I've had some time to kind of stew on the blog post a little bit, I want to go over what is actually my real distaste for the release of Quicksilver. Now, a lot of you guys are going to say, well, yeah, Boilon, this is the same as Zombie Iron Man, and I actually don't think it is entirely, and there's a couple of reasons why I'm kind of upset with this, and also the lack of information that we actually have regarding this character release going towards the offers that will be coming out on Friday. So I want to talk about all of this and more in today's video. So I was going to say, if you're ready to go, then let's boil this down, but before we do, I do have to give a quick shout out to the sponsor of today's video. Hey everyone, are you like me and looking to improve your math skills and knowledge in an interactive way? Then look no further than the sponsor of today's video, Brilliant.org. With thousands of intuitive math lessons and content added every single month, Brilliant is the perfect platform for students, professionals, or just anyone who is looking to learn a new skill, improve on their existing ones, or just have fun with knowledge. One of the amazing features of Brilliant is just how many different courses that they offer. Whether you're looking to improve skills in computer or data science or just general math, then there is something for everyone. My personal favorite right now is the data science course because you know me. I love to play around with numbers and spreadsheets for Marvel Strike Force, so this is a really great way to brush up even more. Here you can start off by learning some probability and statistics in a meaningful way that gives real-life examples and application, making it much easier to retain. And as you go through these courses, the presentation of each of them make it very simple to understand regardless of your background. And to try everything that Brilliant has to offer free for a full 30 days, simply visit brilliant.org/boilon or click on the link in the description down below, and the first 200 viewers will receive a 20% discount on Brilliant's annual subscription. And so I need to double back here to the blog post. We need to take a look once again, not only at what they said about Quicksilver here in this blog post on Friday, but also what they had wrote about him previously. So, as you guys know, Quicksilver is going to be a character that's going to be released via Cosmic Crucible. But that's all we know. We actually don't know anything else with regards to how many shards we're going to be getting. What can we expect? Is it going to be a weekly payout? Is it going to be a seasonal payout? We actually have zero information to any of that stuff. But they're going to be trying to sell us Quicksilver beforehand on Friday, of which is going to be a little bit of a mess because we have no idea how long it's going to be after that until free-to-play players actually see that. And so I want to kind of touch base on this a little bit again. So again, on April 21st, so on Friday, we're going to be seeing offers. One of his limited time offers in the store, which go live before he goes into the Cosmic Crucible, ranking rewards. So we know that he's either going to be not a daily payout. My guess is a weekly payout, or if they want to be really, really mean, which I doubt it. I doubt it's going to be that bad, that they could do a seasonal payout. Unless they reduce the amount of time that's on a season, I don't see that personally. But how many shards are we going to get on a weekly basis? We're going to take a look at that a little bit afterwards. Quicksilver won't be featured in an orb that can be purchased with power cores. Okay, the same thing happened with Zombie Iron Man. You couldn't do that either. And most likely the offer prices are going to be quite high. I recall the Zombie Iron Man prices, being up from what the character offers normally are, and these offers will only be available for a short amount of time, typically about a week, and what character offers are normally around for. So take advantage of them before he moves exclusively into the Cosmic Crucible rewards. And just like our other characters, Zombie Iron Man, really, right? Purchasing a Quicksilver offer will unlock a series of deals. Yeah, okay, so this is kind of whatever, right? Players may need to restart, so this is important. Your first opportunity to get red stars for Quicksilver. Now, I have my own issues about this as well. I talked about this in my blog video the other day as well, because it's essentially a whale auction. Will be from the Shopping Spree event leaderboard. After that event, his red stars can be purchased with dark promo credits. So, for those of you who are going to buy Quicksilver, and I don't want to tell people what to do, and maybe this is going to sound like it, but I'm actually encouraging that people refrain from this. If you're upset with the game, or if you're not happy with how the game is going, which a lot of us are at this point, I would try and do your best to hold off from the FOMO that fear of missing out, for those who don't know, that Scopely is trying to produce here against us, the player base, for this one character. And the differentiation that I'm trying to make here between Quicksilver and Zombie Iron Man is that Zombie Iron Man was primarily a war offense character. Now, we know that he does have some other viability outside of war, but Quicksilver has no specific text in mind on his kit to suggest that he's a Cosmic Crucible character or a war character or whatever, right? So he's going to be supposed to be a well-rounded character that's good enough to be used in a lot of situations, in a lot of different teams, for various game modes, except for maybe war, except for raids, but who knows? There might be some raid viability, because we don't know how that's going to change for Mystics, because he is a Mystic character, right? And so anyone who buys anyone who buys Quicksilver is not going to have red stars until after the shopping spree event, unless you're one of those lucky people in the top 150 that are going to get red stars for him. How likely is that going to happen? Now, I want to kind of go back to the original announcement of Quicksilver. This was back in January. And they said, going on the list of most requested characters, we're excited to announce that fan favorite Quicksilver will be headed to Marvel Strike Force in the not-so-distant future. He'll be the first new character we'll be able to earn his shards from Cosmic Crucible. True to his name, blah, 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 to ensure that you'll be able to start raking in Quicksilver shards. Now, I know that's probably just what they said, but, the term raking in suggests that we're going to be getting a lot. But why do I have this feeling that that's not actually what's going to happen? Continue building strong teams for Cosmic Crucible to get the best rewards. In order to accomplish that goal, remember, they were trying to push Masters of Evil on us. Now, they are a very great Cosmic Crucible team. Not going to deny that. But, the fact that they made it suggest that you had to have Masters of Evil in order to get shards for Quicksilver was a bit rough, to say the least. Who are primed to help you conquer challenging rooms. We'll have more information. So, again, there's a lot of questions that need answered, right? And it's going to be a lot to do with Cosmic Crucible. Now, as you saw over there, he is a 45 shard unlock. So he's not 100 shards, which means that if you are buying an offer for him, like Zombie Iron Man, I don't remember how much that cost, because I'm also in Canadian dollars, but I'm thinking that it was 30 US dollars. I think in Canadian it was closer to 50, 55. I can't remember. Let me know in the comments down below if you remember what those offers cost for anyone who, may have purchased shards for him. But we need to talk about Cosmic Crucible, right? And so what are... Yeah, okay, that was a bit long time ago, but hey, there we go. I lost my trial 3. Oh yeah, so now you guys get to see how bad I am at Cosmic Crucible. People know that. Anyways, I'm in Diamond 1. I was in Diamond 2, but then I got downgraded because I'm not trying super, super hard. But let's take a look at the leagues is what I meant to say. How many shards are we expected to get for Quicksilver? Let's break it down, like how many different types of leagues there are, starting with Masters. There's the numbers, of course, 1, 2, and 3 and all that, but we have Masters, Diamond, Platinum, Gold, Silver. Now, what's interesting about all of this, though, is Gold is where Blue 4 ions start to pick up now. So part of me believes that you're only going to get character shards for Quicksilver if you are in Gold or higher. Is that fair? I don't know, right? And that just suggests that it's going to be a slow drip. Will it matter between the different ranks? That's a good question, too. We don't really know that. Or is it just going to be the main ones? Because between Gold 1, 2, and 3, you get 58k Blue 4s and 71k Blue 4s. It's a fair bit, but it's nothing critical, in my opinion. But the biggest jumps are obviously between, say... Gold 1 and like Platinum 1 to Diamond 1 to Masters 1. It jumps a fair bit. So let's just take these 4 for example. So Masters, Diamond, Platinum, and Gold. That's 4 different rankings. Let's say we're in Masters. I'm not, but maybe some of you are. How many shards would you expect on a weekly basis? And would it matter on your placement for the week? That's a good question. None of this that we actually know. Let's just throw it out there. You're not a spender. You didn't buy Quicksilver. So maybe in Masters, you get 15 shards a week. Honestly, I have no idea if that's even that high. It could be less. But let's just say, for sake of argument. So that would give you an unlock in 3 weeks. I don't know if that's super bad for a 2-star character, but it doesn't sound that great, because then when you start extrapolating further, it's like, okay, well, it's 3 weeks at Masters, 3 weeks at Masters, for an unlock. Maybe it's a little bit higher. I mean, I just don't think the Scopely is going to be that generous on a weekly basis payout that you're going to get that many. And then you got to scale it down for the different rankings as well. But just let's keep this at 15 for Masters. So 10 weeks would get you 150. That's 12 weeks for a 4-star at Masters, hypothetically. Okay, so moving down. So Diamond would get, I don't know, 10 shards a week, maybe? Oh, that doesn't work very well, does it? So that's 18 weeks for a 4-star Quicksilver. That's a lot of time. That's over 4 months. Let's say Platinum gets 5 shards, and then I realize that Gold gets nothing now at this point. But, just for sake of argument. So how many shards do we get? Let's say it's 5 for Platinum. So Platinum would be 185 times 5. That's a lot of numbers off the top of my head for 30-something weeks. 34 weeks? 34 weeks, maybe. Anyways, it doesn't matter. It's a lot. I was trying to do that in my head, kind of tired. And it's just, as you go up, so what are we going to get? We don't know. It's a slow drip. So they're trying to place the FOMO on the players because you don't know what you're going to get or how long it's going to take you to either unlock him or get shards for him, that they're trying to get you to spend a lot of money, because these character offers for these types of characters are very expensive. They're more expensive than the standard ones, and I don't like that. I don't like the amount of FOMO they're driving for characters that are supposed to be meta. Now, they're claiming that to be the case, and which suggests that he's going to be much more meta than Zombie Iron Man was when he came out, which was good. He was a very good character, but he was very niche in the fact that he was largely for war. People still use him for Cosmic Crucible, but it's kind of top end niche. I think a lot of players sort of lower on the rung don't really need Zombie Iron Man, whereas for Quicksilver, I expect, based on what they've talked about him, to be a little bit better. Now, I know that some people have done, some of the envoys have done videos on Quicksilver. I've heard out there that people are saying that he's not going to be super amazing, but I think we haven't actually played with him, and until I actually get to play with him myself, I don't like to hear from what other people are saying, because I just need to do it myself, right? That's just how I am. And so by taking a look at Quicksilver in his kit, there's particularly, he has that Mystic tag. So that suggests maybe there might be space for him in Doom Raid, Incursion Raid, perhaps, as a Mystic character there, if that's how they're going to go with that. And none of his kit actually calls out any specific game mode, right? And he's got a lot of piercing. He also takes 2 turns every turn. That's the whole thing about his passive, right? With his charges. So, and this is on spawn. This could work quite well in raids because of that fact. So every raid node he would get that on spawn gain. The charges could be really, really good. He cannot be revived, which is kind of unfortunate, especially if you're trying to use him in a raid. And that also means that you can't really use him that well with Dormammu if you're trying to use defensively or whatever the case is in other game modes like Crucible and Alliance War. But nonetheless, he has a lot of buffs and a lot of debuffs. That's kind of what he does. And a lot of his kit, he does have some interesting synergies here with Scarlet Witch. Could you make a 5-person team with, say, Darkhold and Quicksilver? I guess you wouldn't really want to remove a character. I don't know what I was saying. Anyways, maybe some viability with kicking somebody out. Maybe kicking Wong out. Honestly, I have no idea. I don't know what I was talking about there. But I think that look how huge his kit is. That passive is just something else, really. I'll be honest, there's a lot of effing text there. And so this kind of synergy here with Scarlet Witch, and the fact that he can summon, at low hit points, another Scarlet Witch is really something as well. I think that we're underestimating the value that Quicksilver might actually bring to the game. He's got a lot of crazy debuffs. Almost all of them. He can basically land, bleed, defense down, disrupt, heal block, offense down, slow. Pretty much everything with the exception of trauma, on that skill there. And then he is doing a lot more different debuffs with, tons of piercing damage on both. And we've already established that, the cooldowns are because he's getting 2 turns per 1 turn, essentially, with his charges. So this will come back up pretty quickly. And also why he gets 3 turns for his buffs, because that's also going around pretty quickly. Now, where are you going to use him? I'll be honest, I don't know. Because he's designed to be that sort of drag and drop character that you're going to want to use in a variety of different methods. And, in the past, when we've had characters like this, they've not been bad. And so I have a hard time, thinking that he is going to be a bad release. I think that he will have an impact. I think he will have a very strong impact on the game. We've had standalone characters in the past, like Kestrel, like Silver Surfer, who don't have any broader team tags, but have been very powerful and very essential to the meta. Is Quicksilver going to be any different? I don't think he will be. I think I think he will be impactful in the meta, and that he's going to be a character that you're going to want to build, that you're going to want to have. But there's just too many questions and too many mysteries around how you're going to get him, how you're going to get character shards, how long is it going to take, whether that's for an unlock free to play or otherwise, or even just to get meaningful star levels on him. And they're trying to push you to pay for him beforehand without knowing any of that. And it could be very generous, or it could not be. That's what you're gambling on. And when I say you, the people out there who do spend money on this game, who are considering whether or not to buy Quicksilver or not, have to think about this. Am I going to spend on him? No, I'm not, because I'm very firm when it comes to my commitment to spending in this game, and I, would encourage those people who are like-minded like myself to not engage in this, and then we'll just see what happens with Quicksilver. And even though I think that he will be very impactful to the meta, I don't think it's enough to justify spending in the grossness that Scopely is doing with these characters. That's just my thoughts. I mean, I'd love to hear more from you guys about what your thoughts are with both Cosmic Crucible and Quicksilver, his impact of the game, and the way that they're releasing him. Personally, not a big fan. I think it's pretty gross, frankly, that we have little information about how he will be obtained, other than you'll be getting some shards through Cosmic Crucible. How many or how much, it's little or lots, we have no idea. But they're expecting you to spend money on him nonetheless. So that's the end of this video, everyone. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. And until next time, stay safe and healthy. And I'll see you all later. Boilon signing out.